Hey guys, welcome back to part 3. Here I'm just going to finish up the base coat. I went ahead and skipped ahead a little bit, just in the interest of time, because it's really just more of me painting the base coat. So I don't think you do the backpack, the top portion of the backpack, and the arms. But yeah, so again, I'm just using clotted red and flow improver at this point, just to establish a base coat. And basically I'm just going back over, looking for any spots that I might have missed, or finishing up the base coat. Since I got pretty good coverage, there was really no need to go back over any particular spot. Everything looked pretty clean. The first coat seemed to do just fine. So I'm pretty happy with it. Basically what I want to do next is try something new, something I haven't done before, which is use the Citadel wash on the armor plates themselves. So he's washed Devlin mud, and what I'm going to do is just take the brush and apply that pretty liberally all over the model. So just dab the brush in and just apply it to the whole thing. Now if you don't want to have to go back over it with the base coat again to bring the color back up, you can just apply that in the recesses. I mean, very carefully with a fine-tipped brush. Just kind of highlight or line those deep armor, like the little panels and the creases. You can just kind of dab it in there. You will have to do some cleanup afterwards, but that will keep you from having to basically repaint the whole thing. I find it's harder to control it, at least for me anyways. I've tried it. I've tried doing that just to add some accents. Primarily I will use the Devlin mud or the Badab black on the metal to give it sort of a rusted or weathered appearance, and that works out pretty well. So I usually use I'll do them in a combination, like, because these washes are so excuse me, so what am I looking for? Versatile, I guess. It's not like the clear acrylic wash that builds up pretty heavy in layers, so you got to be careful how you apply it, or you won't get the same effect. With these washes, you can apply one and then come back and apply another one over it, and two, because it's matte, it really gives a nice effect. So I've used a couple of different ones to get some pretty nice effects with metal, especially if you're doing something that's really corroded or worn out or rusted. You can use the green. You can use like Griffin sepia for rust, or even Ogren flesh, just to mix them up and apply them in different layers or in different areas, and you get some really nice corrosion effects and stuff like that. So a lot of different things you can do with the washes. I haven't tried to do a whole lot with them, but those are all things that I've considered and played around with. So yeah, but anyway, back to the model. I'm just getting the stuff everywhere. So it'll be pretty dark after I finish, once it dries. So I'll have to bring that color back up. This part goes pretty quickly, because you're really not trying to be careful, you're just kind of slopping it on. So again, like I said, unless you're trying to strategically place it, you're pretty much just throwing it on the model. So there I've got everything covered, and I just have to wait for it to dry. And what I'll do next, and I did skip ahead a bit, what I did basically was took the base color and I just dry brushed it on the model, making sure to avoid the recesses where the wash would settle in. So it gives you another shade, like a darker red, and then you've got your base coat. And what I'm doing here now is getting Carnage Red, and I'm going to dry brush that to create some highlights. So I'll have the dark red with the wash, and then the base coat to bring it back up to kind of that medium, and then I'll be using the Carnage Red for the highlights. And I'm just dry brushing it on again. I don't usually do the hard-edged highlights, and really, since this guy's kind of just rank and file, I won't spend a great deal of time adding highlights to him. I'm just gonna try to bring up the edges with the dry brushing. Nothing big. I mean, like I say, he's gonna be tabletop, so no need to do a tremendous amount. Once the highlighting section was done, basically now what I'm doing is adding brown. I think I used oiled leather here. It's another color from the Reaper line, to fill in the shoulder pad in preparation for the bleached bone. So basically what it does is allow you to make a little bit of a smoother transition. I did skip ahead basically because it was just me painting in the two shoulder pads. So anyway, it allows you to have a smoother transition instead of going from black to bleached bone, which is a pretty stark contrast, and you're not going to get good coverage, at least not right away. It's better to kind of step up to it. And two, having this brown as a base, you can use it to shade with your bleach bone, depending on how close to the edge you get, and you can use it to simulate a little dirt or weathering in the area next to the lip of the shoulder pad. So in addition to the shoulder pad, I'm also using it to fill in the pad on the shoulder brace of the rifle. Since the weapon is going to be black and bolt gun primarily, I chose leather for the pad. Now if the weapon had been red, like Ultramarines used to have the red weapons, I would have chosen something like black for those pads. Normally it doesn't matter. I mean, you don't really see it if the Marine were holding the weapon, you know, like most Marines would, instead of kind of like a pansy, I guess he is here. Then you really wouldn't see that pad. His hand would be covering up most of it. So if you did paint it, it would kind of be, you know, just a little extra. People might notice if they look hard, but anyway, I decided to paint it up to add a little more detail to the weapon, because the way it sits now, it'll kind of be the focal point of the model. I think people will probably be looking more at the weapon than his face, maybe in his hand, but I thought since it's out there in a position you don't often find a plasma gun, I thought I'd take the time to add a little more detail to it. But anyway, so what I did, and I skipped over that actually, I took the Devlin mud after I got the base coat, and I filled it in, I brushed the Devlin mud wash over the leather to kind of darken it a bit. And now what I'm doing is trying to bring the color back up a bit. Alright, looks like I'm approaching 10 minutes, so I will continue this on in part 4. Alright guys, thanks for watching. I appreciate it. I hope this is helping. See you in the next one.